Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, anxiety is leaving your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice that with your eyes closed, you're able to give more of your attention to the sound of my voice. Continue to breathe in and breathe out, and notice that as you exhale, feelings of tension, any worries, just feel like they're leaving your body in your outward breath, enabling you to let go of that tension. And in doing so, to feel deeper and deeper relaxed. Now, I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine walking out onto a beach on a sunny day. Imagine feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Imagine feeling perhaps your feet just on the surface of the beach. Maybe there's a gentle breeze. And notice that as you hear the waves breaking on the shore, it gives you a sense of peace, tranquility, and a deep feeling of relaxation. I want you to imagine that bizarrely there is a bed there on that beach. Not any bed. I want you to imagine the most luxurious and extravagant bed that has ever been created. Imagine perhaps a luxurious 4-poster bed, or perhaps a bed frame made of solid gold. Whatever your imagination creates is exactly as it should be. I want you to imagine something that this is a bed of billionaires or royalty, and I want you to imagine that this bed is also made from the most comfortable mattress alive. It's a sunny day. Make yourself comfortable on the bed. There's no one else there on the beach. Imagine a comfortable mattress, but luxurious sheets. Perhaps a duvet made from silk. The most comfortable pillow imaginable. And make yourself comfortable on that bed. Position your body in a way where you can allow yourself to completely relax now. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose, and just get a sense that almost like you're sinking into the mattress, the covers, enabling your body to go deeper and deeper. Relaxed now. In fact, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1, and I want you to imagine what it would be like to fall asleep on that bed, on that beach, under the sunshine, and drift into a dreamlike state within your own imagination. 5, just relaxing any muscles around your eyes, your jaw, your face. 4, your neck and your shoulders completely let go of any tension there. 3, arms and legs just get limp, loose and heavy. 2, your internal organs like your lungs, your heart, your stomach, your gut, all relax now. That's it. And then 1, just imagine drifting off into a deep, deep sleep there on that beach with your eyes closed, drifting into your own imagination. And I wonder what would happen if we set the intention to remind you of who you really are. Not what happened to you. Not what relationships you were in at different times of your life, but who you really are. In fact, I want you to imagine going back in time to perhaps the earliest memory of you as a baby. Imagine what it would be like to be a baby or a very small toddler. And I want you to accept that there at such a young age, you're a blank canvas. At that point in time, there is no identity. There is no expectation. You're not good or bad, you're nothing except raw possibility. And I want you to imagine going forwards in time from you being a very young child to being perhaps 5 years old. And I want you to remember a specific time when you were 5 years old where you felt like you were capable of anything, that you were full of possibilities. And maybe you were playing with something, or drawing, being creative, or doing something else. But I want you to imagine being 5 years old and perhaps realizing for the very first time that you're capable of anything and full of possibilities. At that point, isn't that true? And as you accept that to be true, notice that the emotion connected to being capable of anything feels exciting. It feels magical, full of possibilities. Feels like the world is your oyster. And as you accept that to be true, now drift forward to when you're 10 years old. Perhaps to a time when people noticed that you could read well, spell well, be good at certain things, and then realize that in order for that to be true, you have a powerful mind. And therefore it's also true that you're intelligent. And as you say to yourself, I'm intelligent, allow not just your mind, but your entire body to accept that suggestion to be true. And therefore you can think back to being 5 years old and know that you're capable of anything and full of possibilities, and now accept that you're intelligent. And what is intelligence if it's not the capacity to learn, the capacity to do good things? As you accept that to be true, move forward in time to when you're 13 years old, to a time where you did something that showed your personality, that showed that you weren't weak, that showed that you weren't a pushover. I want you to imagine revisiting a time where you were brave and courageous, and to feel where that bravery and courage is inside you. Amplify it, but not just the feeling. Acknowledge the belief connected to that if you're feeling brave and you're feeling courageous, it means that you are brave and you are courageous. And just allow your mind, your body, your soul to accept this, that your identity is to be brave and to be courageous. I want you to move forward in time now to when you're 18 years old and you realize that you're not just intelligent and brave, but you're attractive. Perhaps see yourself in a mirror. See the shape, your facial expressions, your smile. Perhaps notice other people also noticing that you're attractive. And then to see that reflection in the mirror and to say to yourself, I'm gorgeous, and to know that it is true. And there is a difference between feeling pretty and being told you're pretty. There are very attractive people that maybe are attractive on the outside but feel ugly on the inside. I want you to feel gorgeous on the inside. That what you see in that mirror reflects what you feel on the inside, that you are attractive, you are gorgeous, and know that this is unchangeable. This is at your core. This is who you are. And notice that as you feel that way, your confidence increases. And then move forward in time to the age of 21 years old, to a time where you felt free. Maybe you had your own income. Your decisions influence your life. You didn't have to do anything that anyone told you to do. It was your life, your decisions, and I want you to remember a time where you felt free. Free to make your decisions, to do what you wanted to do, and feel that freedom inside you, but more importantly, accept that if you can feel freedom, then it means you must be free. And as you feel free, know that this isn't temporary. This is who you are. You're free. And therefore, anything in your future that makes you feel like you're not free, it can only ever be temporary. Because at your core, at your identity, who you are is free. And then move forward in time to when you're 25 years old. To a time perhaps where, as a consequence of choices, other people try to enforce their reality onto you, to shape your life, to make you question your own decisions. And I want you to remember that even though there was that pressure to influence you, you remained steadfast, headstrong. In fact, you felt strong, not just physically strong, psychologically and mentally and emotionally strong. And as you feel that strength, notice where it is, but more importantly, the strength to choose your path in life is one of the most valuable strengths. As you recall that time, say to yourself inside your own mind, I'm strong. And know that it's 100% true, not just in that moment, but forever, always, I'm strong. That you were strong when you were younger, you're strong now, and you'll be stronger when you're older. That strength is not physical strength. It's psychological strength. Being able to go through tough times, being able to make difficult decisions, that's real strength. And as you acknowledge that strength, just let me know. That's it. And then go forward 5 years to when you're 30 years old. To a time where you had responsibilities, but you did not shirk them. You didn't neglect your responsibilities. You stepped up, you took those responsibilities. Some people's definition of being focused is pursuing career goals or pursuing financial goals, but I want you to get a sense that true responsibility is looking after yourself and to those that need you and who you are. And when you can recall a time at that age when you felt responsible and capable, feel like you're in that body, feeling that ability to be responsible and be capable, knowing that you would do whatever had to be done, feeling like if it's going to be, it's up to me. And if that feels true, if you feel that responsibility and know that it's true now, it was true and will be true, just let me know by nodding your head. Go forward another 5 years where you're going through a difficult period in your life and realize that you're not just strong, you're phenomenally strong. That what you thought you could do, you've exceeded beyond your own expectations, that you dig deeper than you ever thought possible, that your reserves of emotional resilience is way stronger than you ever realized. Remember where you were at that point in time and access that feeling of being phenomenally strong. And notice that if you're strong then, you can be strong whenever you need to be strong, because that ability to be phenomenally strong is not temporary. It's innate. It's who you are. Say to yourself, I'm phenomenally strong. And know categorically, this is who you are at your core, phenomenally strong. So many people going through what you went through wouldn't have got this far, wouldn't have been able to do what you did or make the decisions you made. Therefore, it must be true that you're phenomenally strong. Go forward 5 years and realize that there was a time where you had to be so determined and resilient. You've gone through the setbacks. The definition of resilience is falling down 10 times and getting back up 10 times. That whenever you get knocked down, you get back up again. Nothing will keep you down. Determination is like resilience, but it's an eye on the future. It's an eye on what's important to you. It's not just that you're getting back up, it's that you're getting back up and you've got somewhere to go. And if you can feel and know it to be true that you're determined and resilient, relentlessly resilient, let me know. That's it. 5 years go by and now realize that you're not just resilient, you're unbreakable. So many things have tried to hold you back, push you down, knock your confidence, question who you are as a person, and yet here you are still standing completely unbreakable, willing to make new decisions even if it's detrimental to you in the short term, because you know that you deserve more. Feel what it feels like to feel unbreakable, and know, more importantly, that it's true at your core. This is who you are. Go forward 5 years and find more evidence that not just that you're unbreakable, but you're invincible and wise. Wisdom is the ability to make better decisions with age because of the experiences that you've gone through. Invincibility just means that nothing can really harm you, because you will continue to get back up and keep moving forward. You have that bravery, that courage, but the wisdom and the intelligence to make better choices with more experiences. You know you're strong, but because you value freedom, you use that strength to pursue a life that is valuable to you based on what's important to you. You're not willing to live in a gilded cage. You're not willing to settle for what other people would deem to be mediocrity. You'll trade all of that in for a life where you can be happy, grateful, to feel aligned with who you are and who you've always been, courageous, willing to live life on your terms, willing to do whatever it takes to live a life that you desire. I want you to get a sense of just how ambitiously tenacious you are. That no matter what the setback, no matter what the challenge, you keep moving forward, you keep setting more and more goals, challenges, whether it's in your personal life, within business, within ideas. I want you to get a sense that it isn't just that you desire more, it's that you've got the tenacity to seek it out, and the determination and resilience to suffer setbacks and keep moving forward. And you realize that despite all of this challenges and setbacks, just how happy and grateful you've been throughout most of it. That ability to see the glass half full, that's what's really kept you going through the majority of this. A belief that things will get better and that you can enjoy even the toughest times. I want you to get a sense that you're updating not who you are, but who you realize that you are. You've always been this way. Always have, always will be. And in acknowledging who you are will enable you to be more resourceful. You will have more thoughts that align with this identity of being strong, courageous, brave and unbreakable. And don't be surprised if you set yourself new, fresh, exciting challenges and goals. That you have the courage to meet new people, do new things, to see what you want and to just go for it. Because throughout all of this, you knew that you deserved more than you were getting, and you weren't afraid to pursue that. I want you to now go forward 5 years into the future, beyond the present, into the future, and to get a taste for what life is like in the future. A life where you feel intelligent, you feel attractive and strong and with freedom and taking responsibility for your responsibilities, but being ambitious for those new experiences and goals that you have. And if you feel that your future is more of these qualities, let me know by nodding your head. Now it's time to return to that luxurious bed on that beach. Imagine getting up out of that bed and walking down the beach, but feeling like you're moving differently, you're walking differently, feeling like you've rejected these labels of who you are based on the relationships that you've been in, and now stepped into a new identity. You've woken up as a new person, realizing who you really are. And sometimes that's all we need. Not to become someone new, but to be reminded of who we really are. And if you feel like you've been reminded of who you really are at your core, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And in doing so, let go of those old labels, those old evaluations, and all the shame and guilt that comes with those nonsense labels that's based on status, circumstance, fleeting moments in your life or decisions outside of your control, not who you really are. Your value is linked to your identity, not your circumstances. Leave all that crap behind and realize that who you are is based on what you value and what you're willing to do. The parts of you that will never change. Now it's time to realize that all of this is just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams that have facilitated a profound change. Now that you've reminded you of who you really are, you will be able to wake up in the present, activating all of the resources aligned with that new reminder of your core identity. Feeling like you're back in your own body, firmly in the present, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling resourceful, feeling like you've shed a skin, just like one of those snakes that have let go of the old and become who they are all along. The fresh version of you at your best, starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.